Welcome to Ice Hockey UK TV in association with McDoanald. I don't think there's more spectacular surroundings we've been than here, Gangneung in South Korea. The GB women landed today. The GB under-18s men are 24 hours behind. If you don't know the situation, there's two tournaments going on at the same time. GB women are going to be playing in Division 2 Group A, and at the same time GB men's under-18s also playing in Division 2 Group A. There's two venues here in South Korea that they'll be playing at, and it's going to be a test event for the 2018 Winter Olympics. And already the GB women have visited the arena, and that's a smaller of the two arenas, and you can already tell there's a feel about it that is something extra special. They are gearing up here in South Korea for the Winter Olympics in 1 year's time. GB women left, well, they left on Wednesday. It's now Thursday here, and as I said, the men are 24 hours behind. They've had a training camp in Austria and in Slovakia, so it's exciting times for GB. But let's have a look ahead then. The women first of all, because the men are still to come, as I say, and let's have a word with Saffron Allen, the GB forward, who 4 years ago, when she was playing in the Olympic qualifiers in China, just a little over 4 years ago, didn't think she would play hockey again, and here she is playing in a test event for the Winter Olympics.
We've only been here a few hours so far, and we've been for a team walk around the surrounding area around the hotel, and managed to take a walk on the beach, so that's something we don't get to do often, but yeah, it's amazing.
It's all about work though, and obviously the venue is spectacular, and that's going to be your aim. Well, two ice rinks you're actually going to see in the next few days. But what about the event here? It's a World Championship event, but it's a test event for next year's Olympics. They're running two events parallel here. It just feels that bit extra special, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. As you said, there's a special buzz around the team. Everyone's really positive, really excited to kind of be in the facilities that are going to be used in 2018 for the Winter Olympics. So yeah, there's definitely a good feel around the team, around the facilities here.
Now, I'll take you back 4 and a bit years, obviously, because you probably at one point didn't think you would play again in those Olympic qualifiers in China. You ended up in a hospital for a couple of weeks. Just if you can tell us how it happened and what you went through in China first of all when you were stuck out there.
Yeah, so unfortunately during my first shift of our second game, I kind of twisted a bit badly and managed to do some damage to my spine, so I've had a couple of herniated discs, and for a while I couldn't walk. I had no feeling in my legs, so yeah, I ended up in hospital. Unfortunately had a few problems with the first hospital, so got taken back to the hotel, and then back to another hospital where I stayed for, as you say, a couple of weeks. After getting back to the UK, there was a long process of rehab, so I didn't play again for 14 months, but yeah, was told at the time I may not walk again, definitely wouldn't play again, so yeah, it's good to be back. Was it when you got that information? I think Anna Taylor was left with you, the whole team flew back. Was that scary, or are you the type of person that you kind of cope with that? No, absolutely. I mean, we were the other side of the world. Communication back home was pretty limited, so yeah, although kind of at the time I tried to stay as positive as I could, it was definitely something I wouldn't want anyone to go through, and definitely wouldn't want to go through myself again.
When did you realise though that there was a way back? You said it was 14 months really. When did you think actually I can do this again and I will represent GB again?
Yeah, so throughout the rehab process, we had our current sports therapist of the team, Kirsty Hopgood. She basically got me back to where I am. She had to teach me how to walk again, took me right back to the basics and kind of got me through it. So she helped a lot physically and mentally, and kept me going. But yeah, so I mean, although people were trying to stay positive, I knew that there was kind of a vibe that I might not get back, but I kind of tried to stay positive throughout, and I wanted to get back, so I thought I'd do whatever I can to get back.
Do you still feel the same player, or are you a different player now?
I think I've changed my game a little bit, but I think now I think I'm back to what I want to be. It did take a little while, and I had to adapt my game slightly. I adapt my recovery, adapt what I do off the ice. But yeah, on the ice, I think I'm up to a standard I want to be. Obviously, I always want to get better, but yeah, I think I'm back to an okay. So.
What about the team though here? In the last 3 years, 2 silvers, 1 bronze. You've come so close. How's it developing? And do you think you're in you in the right frame of mind as a team to go that one better?
Absolutely, yeah. As I said already, the vibe in the camp at the moment is really good. We've had a good kind of warm up to this. We've had a couple of challenge games that we've had good results on, and yeah, there's just a good vibe around. And obviously we've come close a few years, so there's always that extra push that we want to get the gold this year, and I think we can do it with the team we've got.
And obviously it's always on these trips, it's about bonding, isn't it? And this has been a long flight, it's something different, but in many ways that probably brings the girls together because you're doing something very different and very privileged, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the camp we had last weekend was the first time we actually got all the players together, so then just obviously a few days later we were on the plane yesterday. So yeah, as you say, the long flight, the long drive, and the beach walk and everything we've done today, it brings us all together. We're just about to go for our first kind of meal together, and again you get to know the players that you may not have spoke to much that little bit more, and it all helps towards the team.
An inspiring story there. Saffron Allen now back to full fitness and playing a part in this GB women's side, whose first game is on Sunday against Netherlands, and they play 4:30 here in South Korea. That's 8:30 back in UK in the morning. I'm excited to say though, if you get up, you'll be able to listen to the game on the BBC Sport website and on 5 Live Sports Extra. Well, that's it for the first edition of Ice Hockey UK in association with McDoanald from South Korea. I'm going for a swim now.